Right,
justice for those of us that served in a 4-bedroom flat school.
Hello everybody, how are you doing? You're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is 𝗵𝗲, now Mary Isaac-Imagbedion, and on this channel I talk about anything related to personal development, faith and lifestyle. And in today's video, I will be sharing with my amazing guests, His Royal Highness. He is my husband, and today we are going to be sharing how we met. Let's allow His Royal Highness introduce himself to us. So you're welcome to our midst. Can we meet you, please?
Hi everyone. As Her Majesty said, my name is Isaac-Imagbedion, and it's good to be here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's cheer him up in the comment section. So basically, how did we meet?
Meeting is in phase 1 and phase 2, the virtual meeting and the physical meeting. So it started virtually, so I can say, yeah. So I can say I met you online.
No.
Why are you running?
But we'll explain. Yeah.
Online. That's what I was online. I saw on social media that we met now.
Well, online is social media. WhatsApp is social media.
We did not meet on WhatsApp. Okay. Well, it's not meet on WhatsApp now. It's not as if we saw ourselves in one WhatsApp group.
Okay. I saw you somewhere. I saw you virtually first. I think that's the appropriate word.
There's big eyes.
Okay. All right.
I don't understand how we met online.
All right. Okay. Basically, we met. NCCF.
Yeah.
So we
Nigerian Christian
𝗀𝗶𝗏 Fellowship. That's NCCF. So
I serving.
I served a year before her, and after I've left, I stayed in the family house. So there is a WhatsApp group for all NCCF members, both those that stayed in the house and those, as long as you're part of NCCF during your NYC days. So I was
𝗵𝗲 zone specifically.
Yes, 𝗵𝗲 zone in Ogun State. So I happened to be one of the leaders in the house who kept in touch after I left the house after my
He happened to be the papa in his stead. Does not like to hear that, but that's the truth.
So I was the zonal coordinator. So
zonal coordinator, the papa of the house. People know they know zonal coordinator. They know say zonal coordinator and the papa.
Okay, so I kept in touch after my service year.
He was keeping in touch with sister in the Lord.
Not you. I kept in touch. There was a set. There was a set before you. Don't make it look like I only kept in touch.
that's what you're avoiding. Continue.
You not just keep in touch because you came in. That has been, even till now, is still my thing. You keep in touch in what is going on there. So that they will know that there are persons who still pray for them, who still likes what's happening there. So skip.
Papa Isaac,
don't worry. I'm getting to your own file.
Wait, let me just help you in that regard. Okay. So in a nutshell, you used to be that very caring papa. Okay. so that used to check up on people. And God help this ministry, you know, since say na your way to be checking up on people, and he eventually found his wife while checking up on people.
Oh my God! Wow!
So that's what he was trying to explain, but you know, because it's humble now, you know, it will not give you the gist the way it is. So I'm trying to, you know.
So it was on that platform I got to see this fine girl that has now transformed into the queen of my king.
Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so should I come in for it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we both served in SCF, like he said, a year before. So, but in terms of leadership, like ESCO, he served 2 sets before me, because the way NCCF runs, we have 2 executive sets in a year. Yeah, so it was when I came in as I served right now.
She was the mama.
Whatever.
Of her own set. So
you don't want me to call you Papa, but you want to call me Mama.
To get that out. Don't run away from
I should not mix my custard. Whatever.
She was the mama.
So I said at the zonal secretary. Oh,
the 𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗁 of her set.
So I was the zonal secretary / sisters coordinator and welfare court. So
double caps.
Please don't mind him. Okay, so that was how it was. And I remember that while we were serving, there was this day. So I have always heard that is a Papa Isaac. So as at then, so we call him Gigi, because that's 2 serving sets before our set. So the more the serving set, the more the G you have to eat. So like our predecessor now, you call them G Papa, G Mama, G Auntie, grandmother, so G is for grand, exactly. So it was 2 executive sets before, so we could just call Gigi Papa. So I've always said that. I've always said Gigi Papa. I'm like, who is this person? Everybody always, it was only positive commendation that we actually, you know, hear about him. Like he literally was like the only G Papa that we all knew, even though we did not know him facially. G, not just G Papa, like it's executive that we knew, always checking up. So in a nutshell, so he knew us by our name. He would check up, he would call, how is this one? So he was that caring person. His name just rang the bell in the house. Any set you always hear of Gigi Papa, Papa Isaac, Gigi Papa. So now fast forward to when I became an ESCO. I think about 2 weeks into that, or maybe a month, I can't remember. So my own papa of my set, I was in the kitchen that day. So then my papa now came in to the kitchen, was like, Mama, Gigi Papa said I should give you his number. And I said,
Papa, Mama, Papa.
So I was like, Papa, do you have to ask me again? I don't understand, though, Papa. Then I said, I don't have to, like, I don't understand. Will I say no? Senior friend is asking of my number. So, but basically, because I've always heard that, he calls to check up on ESCOs. Like, I don't know if it's only ESCOs he calls to check up on, or the whole house, but I shall know that he used to call to check up on people. So obviously, he wants to call to check up on me, especially on us, you know, as individuals, especially as new ESCOs, new intake. So I considered it a privilege. So obviously I couldn't say no to that. But my papa and I said, no problem. But I still, he was still right for me to ask. I was like, well, we have humble people. We have humble people in this SCCF. So that was how it was. And then I remember that he did not even call even after he collected the number. I think the first time he called was maybe a month after. So I had not even forgotten that anybody collected my number or anything. So the first time he was going to call me was when I was at a friend's wedding in a 𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗄. I remember vividly. It was a Friday. So I I went for my friend's wedding early. I used to like going early on Friday so that I could help out in anything that needs to be done. So while I was helping out on that Friday, I think I was done helping out, so we were eating. I just got a call, no number. Immediately I got the call and I was like, who be this one again? I just heard Abba speak to me. So I like to prefer, those of you that have been following me, you hear me say Abba, so I like to refer to the Holy Spirit, to God in me. You know, God is my father, so I like to prefer to refer to him as Abba. Yeah, sometimes you can hear me say HS, but I don't use HS as much. HS, Holy Spirit, I prefer using Abba because I see God as my father, and the way he relates to me, you know, is more of a father-daughter relationship. So I just heard Abba tell me it is Gigi Papa. I don't even know if it was Gigi Papa himself or Papa Isaac. So I just knew that he was the one, and I was like, okay. So I picked the call, and I was now hearing this, hello Mary. Is it Mary you said, or hello Mama? I don't even know. How are you doing? How is everybody in the house? And I'm like, 𝘃𝗶𝗿𝗄, why is this brother talking one? Hey brother, on to the next, that was what was in my own mind. Like, he was talking too slow, and I was like, how did somebody speak this slow? For someone like me that speaks so fast, right now is even better. My tempo is to be very fast. But funniest part was, that was the impression I had. Like, I was just like, next thing. But I started asking about everybody in the house. It was like, he literally knew our names. So he was asking about everybody. How's the kitchen? He asked about the food we eat. He actually advised on changing our menu. He just gave general advices, and I was like, I was wowed. Like, oh, okay, this person was truly caring, because for him to remember the names of people, like acts of people, you know, like that, like intimate, like mentioning names of people, it shows how detailed you are. Someone like me, that's not my strength. I'm sorry, but it's not my strength. So it was something like, I was like, okay, this shows details. And the call for the very first time that we spoke was a long call for a first call. Yeah, but everything was basically official, because it was, but what I'm trying to say is, it was because he was checking up on people, like he was asking me about people, giving advice. So it was a valuable call. And someone like me, I don't have time to waste for calls that are not valuable. If I don't find one thing, I'll go use come up for that call. So that was the very first hit I had about him. Should I continue?
So after then what?
Yeah, so after then we did not talk again, right? We didn't talk again. I think maybe once in a while, just check up. So just checking up once in a while.
Conversations after then were just same
official,
checking up on the house, checking up on what is happening with the fellowship, with everyone. And
you know, talk about how you first saw my picture.
Oh. That's why I said I saw you online. The first thing was online. So when they came into the family house, so because there is a WhatsApp group for all NCCF members, and I'm still there, still active in the group, even though I finished serving. So when they added them, I just, in my usual way, I'll just check the faces of the new persons, and I saw, and I saw her, you know, and you know, all of a sudden, I said, you know, NCCF had this. If you served, you know that NCCF has a dress code. They have different code, they have rules that guide staying in the house. So, and the way she was dressed in that in the picture on her DP at that time, it was not an indecent dressing, but for the NCCF standard, it's one of the things that were not, one of the kind of dresses that were not allowed. So she was putting a jean short and white
I'll look for that picture and attach it.
Putting a jean shirt, blue jean shirt, and white top. So obviously, from the way the picture was, it was the picture the clothes she wore during carnival in camp. So she just used it on her TP, and I said, this one that they're adding, this kind of person that dressed like this, I have no problem with the dressing, but no, because of NCCF rules, this person that is dressed like this, how can she cope with NCCF? Because I know that right from camp, when they go to bring persons from camp, some people, because they've heard about NCCF before coming to camp, they don't join the bus that NCCF brings because they know they are taking them to the family house. So I now said, this one that followed NCCF bus, are you sure she's going to stay? Because there are some people that will follow the bus to the house and they will stay. They will just go.
Analyzer.
They will just go.
Somebody that you don't know before. You don't have 360-degree analysis.
It's part of the experience. So I was just thinking, because this kind of person that dressed like this, she might not be willing to stay in the house. And immediately I heard Abba's voice, and he said, this one is going to serve in NCCF. So, okay. How that's going to be, I don't know. But that was what I heard. So, okay. Fingers crossed. So that was why, in part of why that's the dress she wore that day stuck in my head, because I said, okay, I'm going to see where this person, this person that I'm seeing, how she's going to transform and obey the rules in NCCF house to serve.
Speaking in Paradigms.
So
wait, babe, let me help you, cause
helper.
Let me help you. That's my work. I'm your helper. Thank you. Now, I was wearing a white polo. So in my platoon, then we all bought the same polo. No. We used our white polo, so we now did an imprinting with our fingers on it. Then so you're supposed to wear a polo with your jean. So I wore a jean, but instead of wearing a long jean, I wore a jean that was to my knee. So it was not as if I was dressing indecently. So like he said, wait now, let me emphasize now. Why you dressing? Yeah.
They listened to me and they got what I said. You don't need to do over. Wait. Call it that's what they call shalaye in Yoruba. You don't need to.
This is your talk. So the major reason why it could be a challenge in NCCF is because according to NCCF rule, as a lady, you don't wear trousers in the house. You can wear your trousers outside, but if so far you are living in the house, you are not expected to wear trousers. It's just a rule.
Aside your NYC uniform.
Yeah, aside from NYC khaki, that's the only trousers you can wear. You can't wear any other one. So seeing me on trousers, you just conclude like, hey. So that means I wear trousers.
For ladies, that's one of the major reasons why
ladies don't stay in the house. Yeah. So that was his concern. Then is it concern? But that was what he first spotted, and I was like, someone where they wear trousers like this, we should be able to stay in the house. So yeah. So
that was the first thing. So I kept my fingers crossed, and after a few months, they started. I was informed by the current escorts in the house that they were about handing over. I didn't even ask anything. I just wanted to make sure I was not put in a place where I will maybe try to be involved or influence anything. So I'll be praying for you people. Whenever you people get the new escorts in the house, you let us know. And on the day they were unveiled on the WhatsApp group, here was Mommy Gio. Yeah, she was. And not just serving in NCCF, because usually the position of zonal secretary and the zonal coordinator are very critical in this. There are some zones that those are just the only two persons, that are leaders in the house. So it's when they have more persons that they begin to add other positions. So
That if they're the top two.
yes, she was
in the house.
handling the position of the zonal secretary and sisters coordinator. I said, so the person I was even looking at that may not stay in the house ended up hearing two very important caps in the house. I said, wow.
Jesus. Hallelujah.
Even the waving is a 𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗄𝗍. So you see the proof of what I said. So that was how I was okay. So that means there's something here for her to be able to abide by the rules of the house, accept to serve and serve God. It was a very big plus for me. But all our conversations thereafter were just about the fellowship, the house, how she's handling the sisters, because there are persons from different backgrounds, and handling them can be quite challenging if you don't have the guidance of the Spirit of God and wisdom too. So that was how the first picture of you that I saw, the first impression, the journey to service in 𝘆cie_𝗶𝗴, and our conversation started from there.
Oh. Okay, so now fast track to where I said I received this call. So basically, like he said, all our conversations were just as we in regards to 𝘆cie_𝗶𝗴, right? It was strictly official. Then there was a time that you came to the house. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah, so there was a time that he came to the house.
Yeah.
I remember then my papa just came to tell me that Mama, Gigi Papa is coming to the house. Basically, it was visitation, he came to visit us, but I don't know if he came to Lagos to do something at the time. Ogun State rather.
I had an interview to attend, a job interview to attend. So I was still based in Edo State. So coming to Lagos for an interview can't be a day's trip. So I said, okay, instead of coming to stay in Lagos and go for the interview, let me just go to the family house. It's an opportunity to see them in person, fellowship with them. Then I can still make my appointment in Lagos.
Oh my goodness, God, you're a great person. That's so thoughtful. How will you be thinking of? You get interviewed, they think of people way. I celebrate the best. I celebrate the best. The oil on your head, I
Nice.
So
wait, sorry. If you hear us say Lagos, it's still the same thing we're saying, because we sat in Ogun State, but it looks like Lagos. These parts in types areas in
boundary.
So in Ogun State and Lagos, that
Mowe is where
they are mixed
the
together.
Camp is.
Exactly.
Now Redemption City.
So it's still Lagos, right? Because it still enter each other. So then it's coming to the house. Then when Papa Ben told me that okay, Gigi Papa is coming, it's okay, no problem. I informed the sisters, and the escorts were also carried along. Obviously, when you are having a visitor like that, like a senior friend coming in, it's those common sense that you prepare specially for their coming, because it's a privilege to have men of God like that, decide to come and wine and dine with you. You get it? So, and our feeding in 𝘆cie_𝗶𝗴 is the grace of God, because basically when you have so many, and that may set me a lot. Sometimes in the house we used to be up to like 40. right? Like in the house, and both male and female stay together. And we're so lucky that I just even don't know how it happened, but that's our set. We had a lot of coppers came to the house, so some of them stay far. They don't stay in the family house, but yet they still pay regular visit to the house. So sometimes I think the minimum we always had in the house was like 25, 30. So sometimes we are more than that. If you have new coppers, we're having counting 70. So it was a full house. So, and imagine in a full house like that, you have to feed everybody. Not everybody contributes. We used to have monthly contribution, but not everybody actually contributes money, because you have to still be flexible, because it's a Christian house. So we are always, our foods are always in portion. Like, hey, go on. Yeah, I think we'll talk about 𝗔𝗂 experience later. It's actually a very beautiful experience. So don't let me add that to this. That's another gist on its own, sweet gist. So because of that, I just knew that I needed to pay more attention to his food, right? To our senior friend's food. So I did all the prep that I needed to do. I just ensured that he was served well, because in my tribe, somebody come and visit now, because you just know naturally that this person is not staying with you forever. So it's just for the while. Let it be worth it, especially somebody who is considered to be of a more higher authority or more older. It's a privilege, right, having a senior friend like that come over. So I did all the prep I could do on my own, like I needed to do, but I was not eager to see him. I think I was not eager to see him, because I don't know why. So like I said, we used to talk before then, but I was not eager to see him. I was unnecessarily shy to meet our senior friend.
That's how mommy cheers act. So it's understandable. Go on to the next one.
Can you imagine? What's all this put sugar and salt?
You made all the preparation. You made all the preparation, but handed it over to. So we understand those. We understand those sisters. You think it's only brothers that have moves? Sisters also have their.
What? It's not move anything, babe. It's move.
They decide. They just say, let me not, because we've been even though we've not been having personal conversations, it has always been about the fellowship. There was no personal attachment. So where was the shyness coming from?
Yeah, so that's just me. That's just my nature. Yeah, but I really could not explain why I was shy. Sincerely, I could not explain. So, but while I was in my 𝗶𝗴 that day, 𝗶𝗴 is a place of primary assignment where you serve, right? Like the organization they post you to, and glory to God, I served in a very beautiful place. I'm really going to do a special video on that. So I was a 5-star copper. Right?
Justice for those of us that served in a 4-bedroom flat.
I served in one of the best places. I served in a boarding school, RHS, Redeemers High School. God bless. Long live RHS. So it was a beautiful experience for me, and they don't used to stress us. So that day, I left my 𝗶𝗴 early, because there was literally nothing I was doing. Come members, we don't teach, because they have standard school. They have their teachers. What does the to eat 3 square meals 7 times a week? Like, can your 𝗶𝗴 ever? Can your 𝗶𝗴 ever with free Wi-Fi? Yeah, God. And there was accommodation. If not of the fact that I lived in the family house, I was supposed to stay in the accommodation provided. So everything was just provided. You're not supposed to spend your money, and you were still allowance, right? Aside from the NYSC allowance I was receiving. So what I'm saying this is, because of his coming, I had to clear my decks quickly. I had to leave work quickly, and while I was just pressing my phone. I can't remember what I was doing. I just heard Abba tell me that he's around, and I was like, oh, how is that my business, right? So I just started packing up, and I I went straight home to the house. So when I got home, as I was getting to the house, I was seated with some core members, Julius and co, I guess. There's a woman that we used to patronize very well, quite almost opposite the house. So that was where they were seated and we were gisting. So while I was walking down, I was getting close to the house, Abba just told me that that's him seated there, far off, right? I was like, what is it again? Okay, that was where the shining started from. It was not before. I was not thinking, if you come, you not come, that's none of my business, right? So it's the house you came to come and meet, not me. So that was where I was not like, what's so special about this person that Abba just giving me info? It was basically my concern. I greeted him, and then